Hello, Akku here again. Welcome to episode 4 of my Feed the Beast Ultimate Beginner's Guide. Now last time we made a crafting enchanting table. I've not actually used it yet. Should I just use it on that sword? The sword took a bit of damage. But, should I make something fresh? So what happens with an enchanting table, by the way, if you put the books around it, the bookcases increase the level that the enchant can be, just so I explain this so you know what it's about. So if I put that in there, I can get a level 7 enchant, a level 11 or a level 30. 30 is the max, so as long as, and what that does, that eats up your level. So say I'm level 39, so if I put that level 30 enchant onto that sword, that would mean I am, that would mean I'd lose 30 levels and I'd get a pretty nice enchantment on there. What I'm actually going to do, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a bit of string. Where will my string be? Organic. I'll get 3 bits of string. 1, 2, 3. And I've got some wood here. Is it that way? Yep. I'm going to make a bow. In fact, I want to see if I've got a bow because I've got a damaged bow. Okay. I'll see if I've got a bow. Last time when I made a bucket, I actually already had a bucket. Right, I'm going to make a bow, and I'm going to enchant a bow, and hopefully I can get an enchantment called Infinity, which means it's unlimited arrows. So I'm going to put a bow in there. 30. Let's give us power 4, which is a pretty nice bow, but it's going to wear out. But I've only got a few arrows. So I've got a nice powerful bow there, which is okay. Yeah, the bookcases, they increase the power of the enchantment table. So if you look, let me just break that a second and put it up here away from them bookcases. Should be well far enough. You see there, the maximum I get is a 2 or a 1. That's because there's no bookcases around it. So that's why you need bookcases. Right, while we're out here, we'll back out there in a second. Oh, something else while I remember as well. Very, very useful. There's a couple of extra things from, I think it's a Chicken Chunks mod that adds a couple of extra things. One of them is you press F9, it'll show you chunk boundaries. Now, Minecraft's made up of chunks. You see on my mini-map there, I've got chunk grid enabled. Each one of them chunks is what loads in. And these things here, these show the chunk boundaries. So this is a corner of a chunk. If I press F9 again, you actually get a grid so you can see the chunk walls. So sometimes it's pretty useful to build in chunks, especially when you're chunk loading stuff. You can build everything in one chunk, then you only need a small chunk loaded area to keep your stuff going. So for example, if I had a chunk loader down here, which I'm probably going to make, even though I could do with a bit more obsidian. If I had a chunk loader down here, I could work out how many chunks. I can also work it out off the map, but I can also work out how many chunks I need to add to make sure that this little farm here is also, and the bees are covered by the chunk loader. That's pretty useful. And the other thing, F7, I think it's from the same mod. If you press F7, you see this grid on the floor. This is showing me where mobs can spawn. So in this lit up area, see here, look, in my lit up area, mobs can spawn there. Now I've got rid of that chunk, I can't spawn there. So now I've made it a little bit safer because I can't get a creeper spawning on there. If we come down here, I'll just place this torch on the floor before I start recording. Because when that torch isn't there, look at that. Mobs can spawn next to me while I'm working away at my thing because the light level's not high enough. So I've put a torch there. There we go. So you can make sure your base is lit up well enough so nothing can spawn inside, which is extremely useful. Extremely useful. We'll turn that off. We know our base is safe. Things can still spawn out here and come into our base, but I can make that a little bit safer. Yeah, I suppose I could throw some torches down actually, make that a little bit safer now. Let's see, no danger in making it safer, is there? And I'll put a torch up here. So now, mobs are going to have to come a pretty far away just to get into my base from any area. So that's pretty cool. I'll have one there as well. There we go. Nice. Useful little tool. While we're out here, I'm going to have a quick look at the plants. So we've got reeds growing. Now I'm going to automate reeds at some point with a block breaker. And I'm going to do the same with melons. Speaking of melons, if you remember yesterday I said I went into the abandoned mine shaft. I found some melon seeds in one of the chests in there, so I can now actually grow melons, which is pretty cool. Don't know what happened there. I must have stood on that. Must have jumped onto that. If you jump on tilde F, it becomes normal dirt again. So I'd have to till that again. So I need to bring my hoe back out. I'm going to get rid of the corn on the cob. So I don't think I'm going to need it. Now I've got cows. I can start breeding them cows a bit better. I'm just going to keep growing the flax. Now I want to show you the flax. If I break at the bottom, I can break at the top. Breaking at the top leaves the bottom half there, and I've heard you get more string by breaking at the top. I've not fully confirmed that, but I believe the guy who told me. So that's all good. So I break the top block first and the bottom block. Gives you a bit more string. And these seeds can also be used now squeezer later on for making seed oil to make these guys. So that's how our little farm's going alright. I've not had to cut any more wood down yet, and I've not got any rubber on the go yet. I think I mentioned it, rubber eventually we'll be getting from bees if you got the bee route. If not, as I stupidly forgot, of course rubber wood can go into an industrial craft extractor to turn it into rubber. Same as how you process the sticky resin into rubber from the other trees. I haven't found any industrial craft trees yet, rubber trees, but when I do find them I will point it out. Obviously part of the danger of that is I just probably don't recognise them because of the texture pack again. But when I find one I'll point that out. Right, so what was we going to do? We was going to enchant, oh no, enchant with bow, of course we did. Here's another thing, minium stone that I made yesterday, which we needed to create, what was it that we needed to create for? We was turning something to something else. I don't quite remember. You can turn blocks into other blocks. So if I, how do I do this? I can't do that. Press G, do I? No. Come on. Minium stone can turn blocks into other blocks if you can remember how to do it. And obviously I can't remember how to do it. Oh, fool. Making myself look a fool on camera as always. Let's go test it on a dirt block. I'm sure you can turn blocks. There we go, I've turned the grass into sand. But I want to turn it into dirt though. I'm going to turn it back to dirt. If I press G then, I turn it back into dirt. Okay. If I press G again, I can turn it back into grass. Right. So I'm guessing this stuff can't be turned into anything. That's what I can turn it into sandstone apparently, but not letting me. Oh well. Right, no worries, no worries. We'll just get a bit of dirt and place some dirt down there. And normally you'd have to, I'd have to link this. The way grass grows in Minecraft is if I link this dirt to the grass out there, the grass would gradually grow across the unturfed dirt and become grass itself. But because of the minium stone, what I can actually do is I can just put a bit of dirt down, use the minium stone in that where you just saw me by pressing G, and I can turn that into dirt. So I've got a bit of dirt there now, and that dirt will spread, and that will allow my sheep to eat the grass and grow his wool back. Right, I've got a shovel. I don't think I've got a shovel. Let's just change these. When we get Farmcraft going, I'll be making a thing called a wand of equivalent exchange. And what that does, that can change any block, most blocks on the floor for blocks in your inventory. So if I had some dirt like I have, I could just equivalent exchange this gravel into dirt once we've got that. But that'll be a little bit further down the line. Get out of there, you. You, to get it. Sorry. Come on, get out. Get out. Damn thing. Let's sort this side out first. Right, I should have maybe done something a bit more productive on camera than filling holes with dirt. Let's get rid of this really quick. And then we'll get on with something actually worth doing. Oh, of course, we needed the minium stone to turn blaze powered into blaze rods for our awesome ender pouch, ender chest system. Great stuff. Right, get out. I'll have to get the portal gun just to move that sheep. Winding it up. Right, and of course, I'm not used to it yet. The portal gun's obviously in my ender pouch. Oh, it's come out now as well. See what I was going to do. Gravity gun, portal gun I mean. Press G, you can pick stuff up. Ooh. And I put it down again. Pretty useful to know as well, moving things along like that. Right, what we're going to do, let's get rid of this organic stuff into there. I need to sort my organic chest out already, it's a massive mess. I'll take what arrows I've got, which is not many at all, and I could make some more. Let's, we need to make arrows, we need feathers, and I'm not going to make any more just yet. There we go, I've got some melon seeds, so I should plant some of them. Ah yeah, where's my hoe? Oh, you see, this is some stuff that I looted from them chests. I've got a crowbar, which is for railcraft. Steel pickaxe, which is pretty useful. Take that with me. And there's my hoe. Let's go sort that out there. And it's dark again, so I need to sleep really. But let's just get this done quick. Should be safe enough. And then, yeah, that'll do. Make a shovel. Needs to make a shovel. Remind me, guys. So plant 3 melon seeds for now. 1, 2, 3. That'll grow melons. Now melons need a block next to them where they can actually plant the melon. What this will do, it'll grow a melon stalk. And then once the stalk's matured, you can place a block on any dirt block near it. Grass block. Well, let's get back in there before things come and blow us up. So how did he get in here? According to the F7 thing, there's nowhere where you could have spawned. Unless he came up the stairs when I wasn't looking. So I'm not sure what that happened. Right, eat some food. So I'm regenerating. Sleep. And then what we're going to make a Mistcraft Age. That was what I was going to do in it. So I need some wheat. Need to sort out my inventory. You can make arrows, by the way, with flint, sticks and feathers, just so you know. Organic stuff goes in there. I'm starting to build more shards of minium. We'll need, as you just saw, the minium stone takes damage when you use it, so that'll eventually wear out. So we need to keep collecting them minium shards. I've not got a lot of food, have I? Let's take them corn on the cobs when that pork chop runs out. Blocks go in the top one. Everything else I'll keep on me. Should make a shovel. Let's make a shovel. A green sapphire. A couple of sticks. There we go, got a shovel now. Shovel, especially important if you're in a swampy biome like I am. If you fall in that quicksand, you can dig out the sides. If this was a quicksand I was in here, dig out the dirt on the sides, you can get out of it a lot quicker. Right. Wheat. Let's make us a fresh cow. And that unfortunately means Mummy or Daddy cow is going to get stabbed in the face. And Mummy or Daddy cow was mean and didn't give us a bit of leather. Not very nice, Mummy or Daddy cow. So we still cannot create a Mistcraft Age just yet because we need a bit of leather for that, and we ain't got any. Oops. We'll do that. Let's do that. Start cooking that steak up. Cook that corn as well. Right, I am going to break camera just for a bit when I get some. Let these cows grow, and get a couple more cows on the go, and then we've got some leather. And I'm going to create just a random Mistcraft Age. I want to show you how you do that, because you get some quite good loot from them, and it's quite a good step up when you start. Also, I've added another, I don't know if I mentioned this when I started, I've added another sign here, Twilight Forest. That's something else we need to do. We need to go to the Twilight Forest. There's also excellent amount of loot in there. Also very good when you're starting up, but very dangerous place. So it's a bit, you've got to be a bit careful when you've got not very much gear. One thing I have said that I'm going to make sure I do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is I'm going to stay armoured, so I'm going to make some iron armour legs, because it's definitely worth using armour all the time. You survive much longer, don't lose as much stuff, so it's worth the material cost. Right, back in a bit. Okay, I'm back, and the cows aren't playing ball. They're not giving me leather. I've killed a couple more, and I keep getting steak, which is nice, but I'm getting no leather. So I'm going to probably postpone the Mistcraft journey just for now. Now, the way I'm doing these episodes... I crashed, by the way. I've already recorded a bit of this, and I've made some stuff I'm going to have to show you, but I crashed, and some of my footage was a bit messy, so I've got rid of it. I'm going to do it again. Now, well, remember, the way I do these episodes, it's a little bit random. I kind of bounce from one thing to another, and it's not very structured. I'm doing it on purpose. I want to kind of keep it organic. But if you'd rather me do it, so I actually write down a list before I make each episode of what I plan to do in that episode, and then rigidly stick to that, I can do it that way as well. I just thought I'd just do it like this naturally and see how it goes. If you want me to do it organically, so like I'd have this episode craft X item and then just keep going at that item until it's done, I can do it that way as well. So let me know in the comments how you prefer it, if you don't mind it like this, or if you'd rather have it like that. Because obviously I'm here to try and help you. I know how to do all this stuff. I'm trying to make it so that it's followable. If me jumping from one thing to another gets a bit confusing, it's maybe better me structuring a bit more. Speaking of that, to start working out, when I made them iron pants, it cost me 7 ingots, and I thought, well, 7 ingots, I could have turned that into 14 ingots if I'd have processed it properly. So I start looking at processing stuff better. Now, the difference between vanilla and this is we can get more than 1 ingot per ore. That's one of the main things that tech modded Minecraft brings to you. Now I'm going to filter this down just to show some thermal expansion stuff. Now I normally filter down using the mod tab there, but for some reason the thermal expansion mod filter there isn't showing the machine, so I'm going to use the creative tab. So I've looked and the creative tab one does. I'm going to go down to thermal expansion and then get rid of that text in there. So these are all the thermal expansion machines, all very useful. I've not used the sawmill much, but I'm going to in this series. The first thing we need is a thing called a pulverizer. Now, a pulverizer, pretty straightforward, uses a piston. This machine frame that goes into all these all have a machine frame. That's the basic building block of all the thermal expansion stuff. And this bottom bit can change. Sometimes it's a reception coil. Certain things with liquids use... No, not always with liquids then. Certain things use a different thing called a pneumatic servo, and sometimes the coil's a little bit different. It can be a conduction coil, I think. Let's have a look. Conductance coil, there we go, that uses electrum instead. But what we're making, we need a bit of gold, some redstone for a reception coil. So reception coils receive power, conductance coils is actually things that send power. Pretty straightforward. So yeah, let's look at a pulverizer. We need a bit of flint, piston, some copper. So I ain't got no copper yet, so let's get a couple of bits of copper cooking. Oh, I've got some there, look. That looks like it's from a chest maybe. I don't remember cooking that. And right, first of all, gold, 2 bits of redstone gets us redstone reception coil, which goes at the bottom there. Like I said, I made a machine frame. Machine frame's pretty straightforward. Gold, iron in the corners, and a bit of glass. And of course, getting glass is just getting sand and cooking it. So I've got a bit of sand there. Cook some glass up. Excellent. Flint, also pretty straightforward. If you need flint and you've run out, you can just find some gravel. Let's try it with get a bit of gravel out of here. You can, if you're really stuck, get a bit of gravel, place it, dig it up, place it, dig it up, and you get a chance of getting flint from doing that. That's where flint comes from, gravel. So I suppose I could keep doing it so I've got flint, but I'm not going to. If you're really struggling, you can do that, but the way we're going to set this system up, we're going to get flint free anyway. So I need 2 bits of that. What was it? 2 bits of copper, our redstone thing, and we need a piston. Right, while I'm mentioning pistons, I made an engine as well, off camera. Well, I actually filmed making it, but see, I've got rid of that footage. Now, engines, let's just come back out of that there. We'll come back to this stuff in a bit. If you look, type in engine, engines pretty much all made the same. The most basic engine that can't power any machines, is meant to put stuff through pipes and stuff, is your redstone engine. Used to be able to power machines, but used to put out a 1/4 of an MJ but now it just moves stuff because you could link them and people abused it anyway. That's your most basic engine: piston, bit of glass, and some wood. Wood gears are just 4 sticks in a pattern like that. And then the more power that engines put out, the more complicated they are. So our basic power engine is a Stirling engine. That's just cobblestone and stone gears in place of the wood. The stone gear is just 4 cobble around the wood gear, and that gets us Stirling engine. So we can create power now. Stirling engines burn most stuff. You can put wood in there, or coal, charcoal, saplings, all kind of stuff. So that's our basic engine. It's going to get us 1 MJ a tick, which isn't much at all, 20 MJ a second. And we're eventually going to go on to better engines. Our ultimate goal for the Buildcraft MJ power is these industrial steam engines. And you can see it's still the same pattern still, but piston glass exactly the same. This has got steel gears and steel plates instead of the ingots and, or the cobble. So you see steel's a bit more advanced. We'll get to that later. But they put out 8 MJ a tick each. So 1 up to 8, there's different powers. And you've got stuff from different mods. So you've got like Blue Electric is from Red Power, Biogas, Peat Fired and Electrical Engine are from Forestry. The 3 steam engines there from Railcraft. We've got a couple of engines from Thermal Expansion. One uses magma, one uses lava, should I say, called a magmatic engine. And 1 steam engine, I think just uses coal and stuff, like the Stirling one does. Never really made one of them. I'll have to have a look at one of them one day. So yeah, so we need a piston. We're going to make a lot of pistons for this game. And that brings me on to another thing that I could go on another tangent with. And I probably should. Yes, I will. I'm going to go on another tangent. I apologise if this is winding you up. We're going to make our crafting much easier. I'm going to type in fabricator. Fabricators from a mod called Zycraft let you craft things a lot easier. And we need some smooth stone, some bricks. Okay, we're going to have to cook some any colour brick. Okay, have to cook some bricks up then. Let's what colour should we go with? Let's go with blue. Blue bricks. So 4 that's okay, 16 of them. Where are they then? Oops. They're in there. So let's get 16 of this stuff cooking. And we're going to have to use a bit of coal up here. This is worth it in the long run, trust me. And we're also going to need, I believe, 16 cobble cooking as well, because we want smooth stone. Now one of the machines we're going to make soon is going to give us free cobblestone and cheap smooth stone, but not exactly free. It takes a little bit of lava each go. But for now, we're just going to use a bit of this resource, and that's going to take a while. So let's actually make this piston manually while that's cooking. So a piston, really straightforward. You'll make quite a few of these. They need a bit of redstone at the bottom, a bit of iron in the middle, and then just cobblestone and wood gets you a piston. So I believe now we've got all the stuff we need to make our pulverizer. So that other side, that in the middle, 2 bits of flint. There we go, pulverizer. There's our first machine, and now we have the tricky time of working out where to put it. My base is not that big considering the cave looked quite large when I started in here. Let's sort this out a bit. Now I'm just going to double check with that F7 button that I've got no danger zone. Look, I've created danger zone. Kenny Loggins is now in the building. So that should make that safe again. Yep, there we go. And for now, I'm just going to put my pulverizer there. Like so, thermal expansion machines are very nice. They've got a configurable sides, so you can put things in and out whichever side you want. And that's the back, that's the bottom, that's the back. Apart from the front side. The front side is the only side you can't do that. So for now, I'm going to turn all these off. I'm going to use these when we need them. So just to show you what they are. Blue is input. Red is output for there. Yellow, output for there. Orange would output both of them that way. And then grey lets things go in and out, which we need later on for applied energistic stuff, but you can ignore that one for now. So for now, we don't need nothing in there. I'm going to get our Stirling engine, and I'm going to plonk that on top. And that faces the right way because it's intelligent enough to. If we had to change that, we need a thing called a wrench. And that's something else I'm going to make. And it's something that I really like. And for it I need a bit of wool. It's another one of my favourite tools of the game. Now it seems quite expensive because it's going to take 2 diamonds. And so if you lose it, it's quite upsetting. But it's really worth having this thing. What we need is a bit of wool, and we can use our minium stone. Another useful thing with a minium stone is we can cycle through wool colours. So I need cyan. So without the minium stone, I would have had to go dye a sheep cyan probably. I think that's how you get cyan wool normally. But we can cycle through it until we get cyan. There we go. So we've got a bit of cyan wool. Oops. Didn't actually click it, idiot. We've got a bit of cyan wool, and we need a bit of gold, 2 diamonds. There we go. That gets us a thing called a prototype omni wrench. This is probably the best single tool in the game because it works on all kind of different mods. If you type in wrench, you get all kind of different wrenches. It's a buildcraft wrench. That's it. Applied Energistics wrench. There's this omni wrench, of course. There's a MFFS wrench. There's, I think, forestry. There's an electric wrench, and there's IC2 wrench. This omni wrench is all them wrenches apart from that one. It's not the MFFS one. All the rest of the wrenches, that's them together. So it's quite expensive, especially when you've only got a few diamonds, but it's definitely worth making in my point of view. And that allows you to turn machines round like so. Turn the engine round. Obviously that engine's got nowhere else it can face, so it won't turn round. But very useful bit of kit, and just make sure it is a little bit expensive, 2 diamonds. If you're out adventuring, you can just pop that into your ender pouch, it's safe. But we'll be using that quite a lot. We're going to need a lever to turn that on. We'll need some fuel in there. What we can start doing now is we can get our materials. So what should we start with? Let's do this nice and slow to start with. Now the thing with this is going to get better in time, but the Stirling engine, once it's powered, it'll run no matter if it's got anything to work on or not. It's alright with this because it'll actually, you'll see it'll build that bar up there. But once that bar gets to 4,800, that Stirling engine will just keep running and using whatever fuel there is in there. But there we go. For now, we could start, once that gets a bit more power, it's going to be really slow because like I say, it's only 1 MG a tick. So it's not going to do this quick, but now we can start processing our ores and doubling them up. So that's the first thing you really need to do with processing anything, is to get that doubled up. Right, let me just sleep. And right, I was making some fabricators. So let's go with 16 of these. Right click half the block, by the way, half the stack. So I right clicked and right clicked again, get 16. That should start. That's gravel, idiot. I wonder why it won't cook in then. 16 cobble in the furnace, they'll turn it back to smooth stone. Now, this is smooth stone. When you dig it up, it stops being smooth stone, it becomes cobblestone. So to get it back into smooth stone, you need to cook it. That's another vanilla thing that you probably already knew, but I just thought I'd cover it. So let's get 60 of them cooking, and while we're waiting for that, we're going to be cooking a lot of stuff. And it's using resources at the minute, and our resources are a little bit tight at the minute. So I'm going to make the blue electricity stuff. So now I'm making 3 mods at once here. So honestly, if I am doing this too quick and jumping between stuff too much, please let me know. First thing we need for blue electricity is a thing called a diamond handsaw. Now this is another 2 of our diamonds, so we're going through our diamonds pretty quick here, which is a little bit upsetting. But as I showed you before, with the ender pearl, we can also make diamonds if we're really at a push. If we look at the recipe for diamonds, we can make diamonds using 4 gold. So if we really need a diamond and we can't find any down in the bottom of the earth, because of equivalent exchange 3 in the minium stone, we can make diamonds. Good to know. Can save you sometimes a lot of stress. You see here, we start with 16 ore, and we're getting 2 pulverised iron per ore. When that goes in the furnace, that'll get us iron ingots. Very good, very good. So we need some iron ingots. Let's take some of that. And we've only got 1 furnace. So for now, these will come in handy later. Let's make another furnace. We'll be using these, upgrading these later to other stuff, so we'll make another furnace. Put that there, and get 3 of them in there, just for now. Split that in half. There we go, get them cooking. And something else we're going to need is clay. So this is what a lot of people with the more advanced stuff, they stand around waiting for stuff, but there's always something you can do. Obviously you need to learn all the different mods and stuff. Let's turn that F7 off. Clay is found in water. There's some there, look, that grey stuff, I think. Yep. Oh. It's like, it looks a bit like sand, but it's grey, not beige. So there's some clay. We'll get that. We'll steal that. There's a bit more over there, look. So we'll steal that as well. Now we need quite a bit for what I want to do. So there's probably not enough here. We can also make clay, again, using aluminium stone. So I just wanted to show you where you get it from, but we've got some gravel on us. Get our aluminium stone out. It's already out. Gravel contains to dirt. 2 gravel contains to sandstone. 4 gravel contains to clay. So I'm going to make that stack of gravel into 16 more clay. So that's a way of getting clay there. Very useful. And let's get some string while we're out here. Keep the string coming in. Useful later. You see I'm doing about 18 things at once, and I really hope I'm not upsetting anyone. So let's jump back up here. We've got a cat inside the base now. You can tame them with a raw fish, I believe. So that's working away. We've got 16 of them. Okay, so we need some bricks. So let's do that next. Turn them into stone bricks. And then, if I remember right, with bricks like so. And then blue bricks on the outside. And then redstone in the middle. Gets us blue engineering bricks. So we're back on the fabricator again now, sorry. Back on making the fabricators. So blue engineering bricks is one of the options. That's what we made there. So we've got 16 blue engineering bricks. So they can go in the corners. Then we need iron ingots, some more stone. So we need 3, 6, 9. We need 12 more stone. 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And iron ingots. What do I need them for again? Well, this is the problem. Look at that. I'm doing so much stuff at once. I'm even confusing myself now. And we need some. Let's get rid of them out of there. We need some crafting benches. So we need 16 wood. Make ourselves 4 crafting benches. Like so. They go there. 4 of them up there. Need these in the corners. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just wait for this a second while they cook. 1 more. Come on, guy. There we go. Fabricators. I made 4 of them. I could have just made 1, but I made 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them down right here, in a little square on the floor. Put them into the floor. And now we've got some really nice stuff we can craft with. So if I put that up there. So what was we making? I had marble up there yet. Was making a diamond handsaw. That's what we wanted iron for. So let's have a look at that. Diamond handsaw is an important bit of material we need. Now we've got the fabricators down there. If we open up a fabricator, find the recipe we want, you see this little question mark down there? It'll put that pattern into the fabricator. So now all we need to do is put things in this side that recipe needs in any order. 1, 2, 3, and there, boop, it makes you one. So we've used 2 more of our diamonds, made a diamond handsaw. The things we need this for, we need a thing called a alloy furnace. And there's two versions there. There's an alloy furnace that uses coal, and then there's a blue electric one, which we'll be making eventually, but for now we'll just make the coal one. So the coal one takes brick, and that's what we needed the clay for. So before we make that, we'll make a normal alloy furnace, normal furnace. No we won't, no we won't, that'll just use coal as well. So yeah, tangents again, tangents. Apologise, so we need 8 bricks, which means we need 40 clay, which is quite a lot, and it's going to take more of our resources again. So the blue electricity stuff, it's got a bit of a high initial cost, but once you've got it all sorted, it's solar power for running a furnace forever. So these are really good. And then the reason why I've made 4, when we get to more complicated stuff, you can put a pattern in each of these and it'll draw things from the one next to it. So if I wanted to make, for example, a solar panel later on, I want to make a solar panel. So I could have the recipe for solar panel question mark in there. A solar panel takes glass panes, so I could have a recipe for glass panes. So click on the glass panes. I have a recipe for glass panes in there, you see. So all I have to do is throw some glass in here. That'd actually make the glass, and then put and use them in there. So some quite advanced stuff you can do with them. They're pretty cool. At the minute, we don't have to do any of that. So that's building power up there. Using the coal, building the power up. Phone's ringing downstairs. I apologise. The answer phone, I'll get it in just a sec. And that's going to take quite a while. So we've done the fabricator bit. Yeah, we've got our ore processing going on, albeit very slowly. Let's get some copper going through there as well. So because this has got a bit of power built up, I'll go a bit quicker than before. Like so. Alright, that's going to take ages. Not ages, but it's going to take a while. Should I do something else in between, or should I just wait for it? I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back, and I just watched that back and it was a bit messy. I apologise for that. I should have not have done the fabricator bit just yet. I should have done that a bit separate, so it made more sense. They will come in very useful, as you'll see. We still do a lot of our crafting in our crafting thing there, but for bigger stuff that you need to keep coming back to, they're really useful. Anyway, I've got the bricks. Now, I actually did more than I needed. I didn't need 40 at all, I needed 32. But what we can do now is we can turn all these into bricks. That was going to get 10, we only need 8, but we're going to need another 5 in a bit anyway, so that's okay. And then press C, make them into a thing called an alloy furnace. Now, this isn't going to stay with us forever, so we can chuck it anywhere. Let's put it, look at that, up there, right in a funny place. While the camera was off, I went and got a bit more clay from a bit of water that way. There's quite a bit. I've got a couple of stacks. I generally put that in organics, but it's a bit full, so I'm going to chuck it in there. And I killed another cow, made another baby cow. I've got a bit of leather, so that's useful. We can put that in there, and we'll get to use that in a bit. I didn't check how long the episode is, so I need to do that in a bit as well. So what we've got, alloy furnace. We can make special things in this. Now, one of the things we need to make is a thing called silicon bowl, and that uses coal and sand equal amounts. I think it has to be at least 8 of each. We'll put 8 of each of them in there, and we need some fuel, of course. So we need a bit of coal to fuel it. So just get a couple of bits of coal in there. Oh, idiot. There we go. What that's going to do is create us something called silicon bowl. Very quickly, come on. There we go, silicon bowl. And the silicon bowl is the thing we needed this diamond handsaw for. Because we use a diamond handsaw to cut the silicon bowl into what's called silicon wafers. We've got 16 silicon wafers, and you see that's used a little bit of durability of my handsaw. And we don't need the handsaw for now anymore, so we'll put that away. Now these silicon wafers, what we can do with them is we can combine them with things. So what we're looking at making here is red power solar panel. and it's them little ones there, solar panel. You can see what they are. They're called blue dot wafers around a blue alloy ingot. Now a blue alloy ingot is made by putting a silver ingot and nickelite into the alloy furnace. So we've got enough 2 solar panels here. So let's process a little bit of silver. We've got some silver here. I should have had this done already. Apologise again. So I've been pulverising some materials. I've not started furnacing them yet because once we've got this made, the furnacing part of them will be free. So we'll have to keep burning resources. Another thing we need, so 16 of them. We need 4 nickelite for every one of them. So if we put in there 16 silicon wafers and with 64 nickelite, that's going to turn these silicon wafers into these blue doped wafers, these silicon and nickelite. So what we're doing is we're making 16 blue dot wafers. We need some more coal. Let's just put 12 in there. Stop messing about. Not there. Idiot. 12 of them are there, and then we're going to need some silver. So let's put silver in there. I made a few more bricks because, like I said, we will need them. Let's make them into actual brick blocks while we're at it. We've got another 5 of them. That's good. So this and more nickelite, of course. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for our solar panels, and we're going to need a bit more. Let's have another 8. I'll show you for why in a bit. And we need that to finish cooking, so that's going to take a while. So I shall be back in a little while. I'm back again, and the episode's running long again as always. I've got my 16 blue dot wafers. Now I need silver and nickelite in there. I put iron in there for some reason. Silver and nickelite in there. We'll start getting us, come on, blue alloy ingots. Excellent, we need them. So spread them round. This is 1 solar panel, and this will get us a 2nd solar panel. So we've got 2 solar panels. We need more than 2. You need a bit more than 2 to run a furnace, but that's a good start. What I've done is, off camera, I dug up to the sky there. I put some bits of glass in so nothing falls in on me. So I've got a clear path to the sky. So we just need 2 more of these guys, like so. And now what we can do is, I've doubled this up here because what we want is 5 of them bricks around there gets us a blue electric alloy furnace. So that's the same as that, but instead of using coal, get rid of that coal. Instead of using that, it'll start using the solar power that we generate from this instead. So that gets us that. And then the other one is we need to make these clay balls into actual clay blocks and put them around there. And that gets us, I rotated it by mistake. That gets us a blue electric furnace. Excellent. So I'll break that. I'm going to bring this down 1. And I'm going to bring it down 2. So right next to the bed. That's where you want your food to cook in it, right next to your bed. I'm going to put the blue electric furnace there. The blue alloy furnace just next to it there. And I'm going to put them 2 solar panels on the top, like so. Not like so. Shift click. Pressing shift, by the way, sneak lets you click onto stuff that's got inventories. So if I just click that, if I try to just place that on top of there, so I'm going to try and right click place it. It doesn't place it, it just opens the inventory. Press shift, then try and place it, it'll put it on there. So now they've got a direct path to the sun. They'll start charging this up, and now instead of having to use coal, it's going to be a bit slow with 2. I'll have to expand this a little bit, get some more skylights up there, make a few more of these off camera, and we can start cooking all our stuff we've made until we get a better power source and start cooking stuff in there. It's going to take a while to build up. We'll start cooking stuff in there, and we've got a bit of solar powered processing. So between that and this thing, so that's full and that's working away still, so I need to turn that off so it doesn't waste that coal. Between that and that thing, we've got our first processing sorted. We don't have to keep burning coal in these furnaces. That can go in there. We can actually get rid of them. but this is going to be a bit slow anyway. So I hope that was entertaining. I hope I didn't go too far off tangent. And as usual, any likes or comments very much appreciated. If you want to send me any messages, ask any questions, feel free. I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. And I hope you join me next time. We're not going to do the Mistcraft thing this time because the episode's way too long. So yeah, we'll do that next time. So thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.